For this project, I used acrylic paints for priming and underpainting with the airbrush, as well as 3 metallic acrylics for the harp and strings, but otherwise the rest of this project was completed with only oil paints. My aim was to try to capture the feel of the old Renaissance era when painting these demons. Cherubs have always freaked me out. I mean, they're flying naked babies with little chubby bodies that still possess the strength and dexterity to draw a bow with hunting-tipped arrows, as well as playing a harp. And that's far from natural. Want more proof? Look no further than the Lorenzo Lotto's painting of Cupid peeing, yes, that's right, peeing on his mother, the Roman goddess Venus. Anyway, to keep this video short, I'll focus only on painting of the red clothing, flesh, and hair, as everything else in this project followed the same steps, though even more simplified. However, as always, at the end of this video, a spreadsheet excerpt will be shown detailing each step and exactly what colors were used as reference. As for the general flow I took, after the airbrush work was finished, I move immediately to painting the harp with the metallic acrylics to get them off the table, so that any work done from this point would only be using oils. And then I move on to base coating everything. With just a little bit of mineral spirits in the bristles of my brush, I base coat the clothing red. I'm still very inexperienced with oil paint, so it took a couple of tries to get the right amount of spirits to not end up thinning the paint to a wash. For the flesh, I mixed some off-white, red, and dark brown for the mid-tone, and from there I added a little red to part of my mid-tone for the flush pinkish spots for later, as well as added some brown to create a darker tone that I'll be using for the base coat. For the hair, I mixed some white, yellow, and dark brown together for a darker desaturated yellow. With the base coats now out of the way, I built up the highlights on the flesh, going back to the tones I had mixed for previously. As for how I'm placing the highlights, I'm not so worried about getting smooth transitions as I am just blocking in the general highlights. Again, I'm still using just a little bit of mineral spirits, just enough to make the paint spread easily off the brush, but not so much that it runs uncontrolled like a wash. So far, getting that perfect amount of spirits in the brush, as well as not killing these cheap brushes every third or fourth use, has been my biggest hurdles with oil paints, though with enough time I'll undoubtedly find something else to cause me trouble. Originally, I was only going to have one major highlight tone to keep this project to minimal steps, but since the exposed flesh for cherubs are as equally important as having wings to really capture that demon-human-baby abominable hybrid appearance, I decided it's best to have a few extra minutes and mix an additional highlight by adding just a touch more off-white. Though I do come back to the flesh again later on, I finish off the work I intend to do for now by adding touches of the red around the body to give that ruddy flushed appearance that are typical with these monstrosities. Around the knees, feet, hands, armpits, inner arms, and cheeks, and so forth. I then soften these applications with gentle touches and a slight buffing with a soft flat brush. The flat brush I've been using is a cheap Princeton Velvet Touch size 2 that had an extremely long handle that I had to break in half, lest I poke my damn eye out while trying to paint a miniature. Moving on to the hair, I thin some raw umber down to a wash, and remove most of it by dabbing it against my palette, and then I test how much it runs on the crevices on the back of my thumb. I want it running enough that it fills in the gaps of the hair, but I don't want it running down the sides of the face. Next, I add some pure yellow to give a more golden blonde appearance, though here I again stumbled with the right amount of mineral spirits in the brush, though this time I had too little, resulting in a gritty, broken application, as the oil paint was not leaving the bristles smoothly. I wasn't too worried about it, as I already intended to smooth this out with a soft brush to help blend it. For the next highlight on the hair, I mix some off-white with the yellow and dab a thinner, jagged line around the crown of the head. I make sure to get this highlight down in between the recesses and not just having it only on the upraised strands of hair. though I also do allow random breaks here and there. With the soft brush, I again gently buff this to help soften it, though careful not to fade it as much as with the previous highlight. I finished the hair off by adding an even finer line of white across the front half of the head using pure off-white, before once again very minimally softening it with the buffing brush by barely touching the white paint. Moving on to the red clothing, I made two mixes of my off-white with red, one with more white than the other, but these came out too desaturated, so I added a little bit of yellow to both of them to steer them closer to orange than a faded pink. These highlights I add just like the hair, volumetrically, and then I smooth them and buff them with a soft flat brush. In retrospect, I should have approached the flesh highlights the same way, though in the end I think it still came out fairly decent. I finish off the clothing with one additional highlight, sticking mostly to the edges and highest folds of the cloth, before buffing this down in the same manner as most of the recent steps in this video. To help reduce the amount of paints used in this project, I used raw umber instead of black for the eye sockets, and then off-white for the sclera. And it's here that I again make note of my stubbornness being something that holds me back from improving. The bent bristles are clearly damaged and this brush needs to be replaced. Hell, I have a replacement already and it's 3 feet from me, but I keep making myself use this damaged brush out of spite, or maybe stupidity. I sincerely do not know how I managed to paint any of the scleras while maintaining the dark brown border around it. For the iris, I tried my best to dot in some blue, but I had to come back with off-white to fix the sclera. I then return to the flesh as I near the end of this project and add some sap green for shadows, also softening and buffing this out with my flat brush. These shadows I add to the clothing and wings and other elements as well. I then finish off the flesh completely by painting on some lips using some red and warm white mixed into a pink for the base coat. Then very minute touches of pure warm white for reflections on the lower lip alone. I then clean my brushes with mineral spirits and wipe them on a paper towel before wrapping my cardboard palette up in the same paper towel to throw in the trash. Then with some additional paper towels lightly moistened with mineral spirits, I clean my metal palette before calling it a night. This is where I stopped. For what I'm happiest most from with this project would have to be the flesh, hair, and bow. These look the cleanest, and I think the flesh and hair come fairly close to capturing the look that I wanted. For things I liked the least, the eyes did not come out well at all, and the clothing definitely could have been cleaner. The wings, however, are by far the weakest portion in my opinion on this project. I think another hour spent adding some additional tones and blending them with the soft brush would have made noticeable improvements. For lessons learned, I can continue using this jacked up brush that is on the way out, but only for base coating non-fine details. For fine details, such as eyes and knuckles, I need a brush with a better tip. The 3 longest parts of this project were the initial assembly and cleanup of the miniatures, the base coats of all the oil paints, and then the work spent on painting the flesh. With 4 small miniatures on this one large base taking just under 5.5 hours of work, that puts me at about an hour and 5 minutes apiece, which is not bad, though I would like to get faster. The more I use oil paints, the more I like them, though I believe my best uses of them are in conjunction with acrylic paints and not trying to use mostly oil paints. And that'll bring this video to its end. I hope you learned something or inspired to start your own collection of supposedly romantic-inducing entities. Because, you know, when I think of Valentine's Day and romance, I think horrific, unsuspecting strength of a grown man within the body of a ruddy-fleshed, naked, winged baby that pees on its mother. You know, romance. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and if you like the content of this video and would like to see more, you can easily support the channel by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. I'm Jim with Working with Miniatures. I'm truly grateful for your time, and I bid you a fond farewell. Until the next video.